Welcome back to God's Word Ministries, 12 p.m. services. I promise we're going to do 10 more personality traits the next week. And our next Sunday we are going to do something special for Father's Day, since next week is Father's Day. And then we are going to go back to this and finish this up in the next 2 or 3 weeks. The first one we're going to start with is kindness. It's a friendly, good-natured, harmonious attitude toward others. Therefore, as the elect of God, holy and beloved, put on tender mercies, kindness, humility, meekness, long-suffering. And that is in Colossians 3:12. Next one is loyalty, remaining true and faithful to your commitment. Therefore, King Agrippa, I guess is his name, I am not disobedient to the heavenly vision. And that's in Acts 26:19. Yeah, 26:19. Let's see. The next one is manners. And I'm going to say kids today don't have these. I don't know if it's the parents or what the kids want to do, but kids today don't have manners. We need to go back to when I was a kid. I had to say please, thank you, and I had to have manners. Yes, sir.
Yeah. When I was a child, elbows were not supposed to be on the table at any time. Feet were not allowed in the chairs. It's not that I was raised back in the 1930s where kids were to be seen and not heard. But I was raised in the 70s, the 80s, and I was a teenager in the 90s. And I'm not going to complain. I didn't have a rich upbringing or anything like that, but I did have a very good childhood because I had two very wonderful parents that taught me right from wrong. I think these kids today are being robbed of a good future because one, the parents are afraid of them. They're afraid to discipline their own kids because their kids have power over the parents, and the law of this country has given them that.
We don't have power over the parents, but parents are not supposed to be afraid of their kids, and law protects the parents from disciplining their kids.
That's what I mean.
No, you're saying that kids have power over the parents. They don't, but they think they do. Because the law protects the parents so they can discipline their kids, spare thy rod, spoil thy child. And then also, people think, well, I'm going to call 1-800 for a child and report abuse. They're not going to take the child out if there's no signs of abuse. So, if you simply tell your child, go to clean your room, and then you come back and have your snack in a half hour, your kid can go ahead and call that child hotline, but they ain't going to do nothing because there's no abuse. You basically were telling your child what to do. And as kids, I got spanked, I got whooped, and I never once thought I was going to call that number on my parents. May have threatened to call the number, but I never did it. Manners, ways of behaving which depict Christian character in your life. Finally, all of you be of one mind, having compassion for one another. Love as brothers. Be tender-hearted. Be courteous. That is in 1 Peter 3:8, and I bet you not one child will do one of these words. Be courteous, be kind. They don't know how. The next one is neatness. Able and willing to keep things clean and in order. Let all things be done decently and in order. And that is in 1 Corinthians 14:40. Let me tell you, you go to my grandmother's house, and that's exactly what it is. Neat and orderly. There's not one thing out of place.
And you won't find nothing out of place in that house.
And you won't find dust either.
Yeah. Can I interrupt for a moment?
Okay.
For those of you who don't know who we are or who my wife's grandma is, this woman has a immaculate home. I mean, it's you've seen how new a new car looks. Well, her home can outdo a new car. I mean, she keeps everything neat, clean, well organized, and you don't find nothing out of place. And she has like so much glassware. It's unbelievable. But she, when you look at her home from the outside, my wife tried to explain this to me on my first trip out there. Said it's going to look small from the outside, but when you get inside, it's a lot bigger than it looks from the outside. I can't tell you how many times I actually got lost in there. Because I was going around in circles looking for the staircase. That's true, too.
The staircase is hidden, and you will go around in circles trying to find the staircase if you don't realize the little hallway there is a staircase.
Yeah, it's like the front door, then it wraps around the hallway there, and the staircase is kind of like right here, because the kitchen's off here, and then the back room is off like right there.
The staircase is just hidden, that's all there is to it. Obedience is the next one, and that's submission to God and to those whom He puts in authority over you. Then Samuel said, "Has the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is to better than sacrifice, and to heed than the fat of rams." That's in 1 Samuel 15:22. Next one is orderliness, a regular pattern, arrangement, or method of carrying out the day-by-day task God gives you. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints, and that's in 1 Corinthians 14:33. Okay, it's going to be windy today. Next one is optimism, a positive outlook that everything will turn out for the best to the glory of God. And we know all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. That's Romans 8:28. The next one is punctuality, being on time for requirements of life. That's another thing that some jobs out there require, all jobs out there require you to be on time. But then there's those ones that say, oh, well, that person, say Johnny over here was 8 minutes late, but Sammy over here was on time. They're going to look fondly upon Sammy, you think, but more and more jobs are looking fondly on the people who are late. Well, people who are always late, and we always joked about this with my grandmother. She was, everybody knows Abraham Lincoln's famous speech was, "I'd rather be an hour late than a minute too early." Well, my grandmother, my dad's mom, totally different. Her motto was, "I'd rather be an hour late than a minute too early." She was late for everything in her life. We told her, "You're going to be late for your own funeral." Being late is not acceptable in today's world. Back when she was alive, yeah, late was fine because, you know, even though, I'll tell you a funny story real quick and get back to this about being late. My grandmother, she went to pick my dad up from Latin classes. Of course, she was running an hour late, or whatever. So my dad gets in the car, and they're going home, and they're getting up to the top of this hill, and the car just quits. She ran out of gas and couldn't get the car started back up, so she sent my father down the hill to where the gas station was, and he's walking down the hill to the gas station. All of a sudden he hears this car honking its horn. It's his mom. She got the car started again. She just drives right on by him, just waving. And he said, "Mom, why'd you stop and get me?" "Well, I was afraid if I stopped the car would start again." To everything there's a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. And that's in, I can't say it tonight,
Ecclesiastics.
3:1. Then this, we have two
Say it
more.
like this, Ecclesiastics.
I can't say that.
You can, I'll try it.
Patience. The ability to accept and remain calm in difficult situations. Strengthened with all might according to his glorious power for all patience and long suffering with joy, and that's in Colossians 1:11. Next one, responsibility, which kids don't have this today either. They don't know right from wrong, they don't know Adam from Eve, they don't know responsibility. The right, try this one more time. The reliability of trustworthiness to do what is expected of you. So that each of us shall give account of himself to God, and that's in Romans 14:12. And reverence is the last one, and that is a feeling of deep respect, love, honor, and esteem. God is greatly to be feared in the assembly of the saints and to be held in reverence by all those around him. And that's in Psalms 89:7. Let me see something. So next week, like I said, I'm going to do something for Father's Day. So what I would like you guys to do, if you guys will respond this time to us, is write something, 1 or 2 sentences about your father, good, bad, and I'm going to have something special for Father's Day. So if you want to join us tonight at 6 p.m., you're more than welcome if you're in the Fairfield, Ohio area. Or if you would like to join us next week, we have a 12 p.m. service for Father's Day and a 6 p.m. service for Father's Day. And I have some announcements. I am hereby canceling the Saturday night ones I should have been doing. I am canceling those until further notice. I'm still going to try to do the women's group on Thursdays if I get some requests, but so that's on hold. And I think our summertime bash has been postponed. Has been postponed. And that's about all. So we are going to close in prayer as soon as my husband or minister gets his butt to change the thing. So we're just waiting on that. So there we go. Now we're in closing prayer. Father, as we leave this place, please keep what was said on our hearts and in our minds, and the minds of the lost souls also. And as we continue to go through this day, please watch, protect us, and give us your wisdom. Amen.